Hello and welcome. Welcome to a Nurses Journey Summit. This summit is designed to help nurses gain confidence, learn how to make empowered decisions, and discover your unique identity with your nursing career. So before we get deep into conversation here, I just going to ask you all that are listening today to get out a pen and paper because you're going to need to take notes here when Terry starts to talk. I'm going to be doing that. So I want you to do that as well. So I'm your host, Julie Atkinson, and today we are talking on the topic navigating life's roadblocks and building resilience with Terry Healey. So welcome, Terry.
Thank you. Hi, Julie. How are you?
I'm good. And so before I get you to do any talking, I would like to just tell the listeners a little bit about you. I'm going to read a little bit of a short bio just so that they understand a little bit of who you are, Terry.
Yep.
Um, yeah, so today's topic, navigating life's roadblocks and building resilience, is with Terry Healey. Terry is a survivor of life-threatening cancer that left him with permanent facial difference. He's also an author, a keynote speaker, and business strategist, a graduate of University of Berkeley with a 35-year career as a marketing expert executive. Terry challenges audiences to face adversity and change and to apply his framework and principles to gain confidence and find joy in their personal and professional life. So I'm excited to dive into this conversation for many reasons. I've learned so much about Terry this last month, and he is one special man that has taken his trauma into the words that I'm going to use are positivity, purpose, and patient advocate. So, before we dive into the key points of your conversation with nurses, Terry, can you share with us your journey and how you got here today?
Yeah. So my journey started when I was a senior at UC Berkeley. My life was pretty easy. I like to say I was living life on Easy Street, and out of nowhere, this bump formed behind my right nostril. And that prompted me eventually to go to a doctor where they diagnosed me with this really rare form of cancer called a fibrosarcoma.
Mm.
And I was very fortunate that I got the right diagnosis because it was so rare, and they can be difficult to treat. But in my case, they caught it early. They said, we're just going to do surgery. When we get clear margins, you're pretty much going to be done with treatment. We think we caught this in the early stages. So I returned to my classes. Everything was normal until 6 months went by. And then that's when I ended up having this 11-hour procedure that resulted in the removal of half of my nose, the shelf of my right eye, the muscle and the bone from my right cheek, part of my upper lip, part of my hard palate, and 6 of my teeth. And I woke up attached to my chest because they had transplanted a full thickness skin graft in my chest to fill in this cavity that had been created on my face. And that's really where my journey, I would say, began.
Terry, can I just interrupt you? Were you aware when you went into that 11-hour surgery, the multitude of dissection that would happen there? I mean,
Well,
when you wait,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
carry
a
on.
great question because I was sent to a tumor board prior to this where we had the opinions, as you know, of many, many
Mhm.
doctors with specialties. And one of the reasons I like my doctor so much is that he did have an honest conversation with me before that. He looked me in the eye and said, Terry, there's a chance you're going to lose your eye. I don't know the extent of what we're going to find, but this is going to be a pretty major procedure. I don't think that I really understood, Julie, what that meant.
Of
However,
course.
I thought about
Mhm.
my eye, but I
Mhm.
never really thought about all the other stuff that was going to happen and the fact that it was going to become such a journey. I think he was such a positive guy, which I love him for, but his approach was that, hey, we can get you reconstructed. And so I think I still had hope that despite whatever serious nature this might have, I was going to get back to this old Terry that I was before.
Right, right. And then waking up to find a pedicle of skin from
Exactly.
your chest. In my nursing career, I have nursed people like that, and this is, or who have gone through similar situations. And so